Whether you like him or not, Joe Rogan has given another take on this Bud Light situation. In fact, I think his take was pretty intense. He flat out said Dylan Mulvaney is an attention whore. I mean, he's not wrong. After all this situation, we've been following it closely on the channel. I thought Bud Light's an awesome game. Oh, Bud Light, my favorite video game. I don't talk just video games anymore. I talk what the fuck I want to talk about. If you don't like it, there's the fucking door. All right, so let's talk about this since we've been covering this Bud Light situation since the inception, basically. And this is actually pretty funny. I'm a fan of Joe Rogan. I know some of you guys aren't. And I think he might have had a couple words about the Bud Light boycott situation that rubbed people the wrong way. But I'm going to look at this because I'm really interested on his take and the situation and context with this. So this says that Joe Rogan once again addressed the controversy surrounding Bud Light and transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney, labeling her an attention whore. The outspoken podcaster lashed out at the beer brand and its parent company, Anheuser-Busch, over a new TV advertisement. This has been released after weeks of protests in which conservatives have called for a boycott of the company's products. So what he's referring to is that pro-America ad that had the Clydesdale running from America town to America town and a flag being raised and all that. It was actually really cringe. The only reason why they released that was because they needed to pander and make up for the nonsense that they had with this Dylan Mulvaney stuff. But continuing on with this article, this goes on to explain that people were enraged when Bud Light partnered with TikTok star Mulvaney and sent her a personalized can of beer with her face on it to commemorate 1 year anniversary of her gender transition. So 365 days of being a woman. So continuing on, this says on the most recent episode of his podcast, Joe Rogan took aim at Budweiser's newest commercial. It sees the beer company's iconic Clydesdale horse traveling from New York to the Grand Canyon. The animals gallop through America's heartland, past national monuments, soldiers, farmers, as a narrator reads a patriotic message. The story's bigger than beer. But Rogan was not impressed and accused the company of trying to repair its reputation following the Mulvaney fallout, which, to be completely 110% honest, that's what they were doing. Like, what was that VP of marketing? Her name was, like, Alyssa Heidenschneisch or whatever. I can't even say her last name. What the fuck was she thinking? Trying to cater to a narrative. Continuing on, though, Rogan said, it's like the fucking dumbest pro-America rah-rah ad. Like, we don't know who you really are now, he said in a conversation with comedian Jim Brewer, which I gotta watch this episode. This company's in deep shit. Look, you got the prairies, the ocean, you got a Clydesdale running down the street. I would respect this if they had this, and then Dylan Mulvaney just starts cartwheeling into the frame. Rogan joked that the ad seemed like it was made by AI because it seemed generically patriotic. So this is funny. He said, that's probably a ChatGPT 4.0 version of the perfect American commercial. That's really what it is. That shit didn't have anything to do with drinking Bud Light either, by the way. That was like, that made me want to move to Montana. Like, you want to be in the mountains and see the dust and shit. But it's so obvious what they're doing. They're trying to, like, they needed to let that sit for a little bit. Rogan then took aim at Bud Light's marketing vice president, Alyssa Heinerscheid, that's what it is, who is taking a leave of absence. You know, yeah, after this whole thing, oh, Eric, you're overreacting. All you conservatives are being babies, and they're going to blah, blah, blah. Why don't you report on the success and all that? No, she took a leave of absence because they fucked up. It was in that moment that they realized they fucked up, and there's no coming back. At least in the immediate future, they're going to be having to do damage control for quite some time, whether you want to admit it or not. I mean, sales are down, what, 17, 18% as well? So he goes on to say that her vision for the company was to see it reach beyond its traditional consumer base, to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand. So he said, like, we don't know who you really are now. There's like interviews with the lady who's the head of Bud Light talking about why they did it and about the old sort of frat culture attached to Bud Light, dismissing the people like the humor of the people that like Bud Light. Rogan then turned his sights to Mulvaney and said, and so they're going to change that with this crazy attention whore on day 365 of being a woman. It's so stupid and cliche. It hurts my feelings. It's so dumb. This is a company in deep shit, bro. It's not the first time Rogan has spoken out against Bud Light and Mulvaney. He originally labeled it as goofy and again accused the influencer of craving attention. So yeah, definitely attention, I would say. And it seems like all these other brands are picking up on the Dylan Mulvaney. I think Maybelline just did it. So yeah, Maybelline picking up Mulvaney. At this point, if you're a left-leaning company, you might as well just get Dylan Mulvaney to do something for your brand, because you'll at least get some headlines and some coverage from people. Because it seems like they're the talk of the town. For whatever reason, they're just getting deal after deal after deal. For what? For what? Continuing on, Rogan says, here's my take. What they're doing is just spreading the brand to get an extra group of people. Why? If something is good, do you give a fuck who got it? Rogan then asked if people would react the same way if Antifa got into cheesecake. Would people stop going to Cheesecake Factory? Rogan then added, the thing is like about this Dylan Mulvaney thing is like, it's just someone who wants a lot of attention. You're giving that someone a lot of attention and you're going to reach another audience. I saw it and I was like, what the fuck is this? My initial reaction is like, this is silly. The partnership between Mulvaney and Bud Light led to product boycotts, Anheuser-Busch events getting canceled, and a drop in the stock price. But Eric, you're just only reporting the bad stuff, and you're freaking out, and they're up. And well, no, dude, they're in trouble. As the song from the Power Rangers soundtrack said, uh-oh, we're in trouble. Mulvaney's on the prowl and his burst our bubble. Yeah, uh-oh, we're in trouble. Bud Light stock going down and it's gonna explode. I don't know. I tried to sing, but yeah, Joe Rogan coming out saying Dylan Mulvaney's an attention whore. Good on him, actually. Again, oh, Eric, you're phobic. No, I didn't give a shit that they did this thing with Dylan Mulvaney. What I was fucking confused and fucking, like, I guess, triggered by was what the fuck was marketing thinking? Like, it's fucking stupid. So stupid. But anyways, that's my thoughts. What do you guys think about this? Let me know down below. I will see you on the next video. Have a good day.